If you want to become that cool professional front-end developer that everyone dreams of, then listen up. In this video, I'm going to walk you through an exact path that you can start without knowing how to open coding software to become a front-end developer that everyone dreams of. First things first, you can become a web designer two ways, the easy way and the hard way. But before we start, I want to know all the questions floating in your mind. The easy way of becoming a professional web designer is going to WordPress or worse, website builders. You can design a website, you'll be happy, whatever. But I'm talking business here. I'm talking to people who want to be professional and willing to take the hard path. To those people, hello, welcome to this channel. You have a wide range of options. You can work with colors, with fonts, with all the visual elements that users can see and call yourself a front-end developer. Or you can work with a black screen, writing all the codes, creating functionality of a website and call yourself a backend developer. Also, you have third option. You can work both fields and call yourself a full stack developer. Now, what are these fields anyway? Front-end development is the process of developing a graphical user interface through HTML, CSS, and JavaScript so users can view and interact with that website. Backend development is something like a complete opposite of the front-end development. You'll be working on the server side and complete the process that users can't see on the website. You have to ensure that the website performs correctly, connecting to databases, getting data, creating APIs, and whatever. So what should you do if you want to become a front-end developer? By the way, the roadmap that we're discussing right now requires 6 months of work by default, but it's completely up to you. I mean, you can learn this skill in 3 months, but also you can learn it in 3 years. It's completely up to the amount of effort you put on learning this skill. So there's no cheat codes, forget cheating, and get to work. For learning web designing, you should start by learning front-end development. And as every other thing you should start by basic. So what is this whole basic concept? You should know that front-end development requires knowledge of 3 common programming languages: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Like when you start reading a book, you start by reading the chapter 1. You don't go to the chapter 10 directly. And HTML is exactly the chapter 1. If you don't know, HTML is the structure of your website. When you want to build a house, you don't directly go and paint it because there's nothing there to paint. You should start building it. You should start creating the structure of your website. Also, you shouldn't really pay for learning HTML. All you need to do is going to a website named W3 Schools. This website has all the information you want and teaches you in the best possible way the HTML and every other thing you want to learn. This website is completely easy to follow. It has all the description you want to know for every kind of topic you need. And you can learn it a free way, but also you can go to chat-gpt and copy and paste the exact prompt that I put in the description below. After learning HTML, focus on learning semantic HTML. But what is this semantic HTML? Is it any different? Well, no, it's not that different from HTML itself. Semantic HTML refers to the use of HTML markup to reinforce the meaning of web content, rather than merely defining its appearance. It involves using HTML elements that clearly describe their purpose and content. Forget all those gurus saying you should pay this amount of money to learn CSS. Here are the top 3 free things to do when learning CSS. Like HTML, starting the process of learning CSS is basic. That's the number 1 step you really want to do. I mean, Bruce Wayne couldn't beat a Batman if he didn't know how to fight. So these basics are your fighting methods. After learning basics, you should really invest in layouts. And what do I mean by that? That's a very good question. Making layouts in web design involves organizing content and visual elements on a page to create an effective and aesthetically pleasing user. Making layouts in web designing involves organizing content and visual elements on a page to create an effective and aesthetically pleasing user interface. Modern layouts techniques primarily using CSS with key approach includes Flexbox for one-dimensional layouts, rows, or columns, CSS Grid for two-dimensional layouts, responsive design principles for adaptability across devices, CSS frameworks like Bootstrap or Tailwind for rapid development, media queries for device-specific adjustments, CSS positioning, and float for specific element placement. These tools allow designers and developers to create complex, responsive layouts that maintain consistency and usability across various screen sizes and devices. Effective layouts consider visual hierarchy, user flow, accessibility, and content prioritization to enhance the overall user experience and achieve design goals. And now it's time for the last step of learning CSS. It's completely the final boss fight. To be honest, this step was the hardest step for me. Responsive web design is an approach to web development that creates dynamic changes to the appearance of a website, depending on the screen size and orientation of the device being used to view it. It uses fluid grids, flexible images, and CSS media queries to adapt the layout to the viewing environment. The goal is to build web pages that detect the visitor's screen size and orientation and change the layout accordingly, providing an optimal viewing experience across a wide range of devices, from desktop computers to mobile phones. This approach eliminates the need for a different design and development phase. This approach eliminates the need for a different design and development phase for each new gadget on the market, while ensuring a consistent and intuitive user experience across all devices. So here's a JavaScript hack that will double up the speed of your front-end development journey. Click the like button so we start. So I'll skip the whole basic concept and move straightly to the main topic. After learning JavaScript basic, you need to learn DOM manipulation. But do you have to manipulate anyone? Well, no. The Document Object Model, or DOM, is a programming interface built for HTML and XML documents. It represents the pages that allow the program or a script to dynamically update the document structure, content, or style. With DOM, we can easily access and manipulate tags, IDs, classes, attributes, or etc. I'm going to improve your JavaScript coding in the next 60 seconds. So the DOM thing has two features. One of the features is tree structure. You should know that the DOM is organized like a family tree, with all elements having parent and child relationship. You can find and change things based on their positions. The other feature that you should be aware of is element access, which you can use different methods like get elements by ID, get elements by tag name, and query selector to access specific elements on a web page. But these won't be that important if you don't know how to work with the DOM itself. So I looked all over YouTube and found out this video. The link is in the description. Make sure to watch that video after you watch this one. In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you the modern JavaScript coding way if you're a beginner. The Fetch API or AJAX is a modern JavaScript coding interface for making HTTP requests. It provides a more powerful and flexible way of sending and receiving data compared to older methods like XML HTTP requests. Fetch uses promises, allowing for cleaner asynchronous code. It supports various data formats, custom headers, and different types of requests like GET, POST, etc. The API is designed to be extensible and integrates well with other web technologies. While simpler for basic use cases, Fetch also handles complex scenarios like cancellation and reading streamed responses. It's widely supported in modern browsers and has become the standard for network requests in client-side of JavaScript application. If you want to become that cool web developer you always dreamed of, then you should know this. VCS or version control systems are tools that help developers track and manage changes to code over time. They allow multiple people work on a project simultaneously, maintaining the history of modifications. Git is the most powerful and famous VCS right now. It's mostly known for its distributed nature and branching model. VCS enables features like branching for parallel development, merging to combine changes, and reverting to previous states. They facilitate collaboration through remote repositories, pull requests, and code review. VCS also provides backup and recovery capabilities, conflict resolution, and the ability to tag specific points in history. By maintaining a detailed record of changes and supporting a non-linear development, VCS has become an essential tool in modern development, enhancing productivity, code quality, and team collaboration. For this part, you need to learn Git. What is Git? Git is a distributed version control system designed to handle projects of any size with speed and efficiency. Designed by Linus Torvalds in 2005, if I'm not really wrong about the name, it tracks changes in source code during software development, allowing multiple developers to work on the same project together on non-linear development. It provides strong support for branching, merging, and distributed software development workflow. Git maintains a complete history of all changes, enabling easy rollbacks and comparison between versions. Its distributed nature means that every developer has access to every version of the software, allowing to work offline or get back. You should stop coding until you do this one thing. You should pick a framework because frameworks are designed to write web applications. Frameworks are collections of libraries that aid in the development of a product or website. Frameworks vary in their functionality and capability depending on the task set. They define the structure, establish the rules, and provide the development tools required. Here are the top 7 CSS frameworks you should use in 2025. Number 1, Bootstrap. Bootstrap is known for popularizing responsive design among web developers. Number 2, Tailwind. One of the most popular utility CSS libraries, Tailwind offers significant benefits for web design. Number 3, Foundation. The Foundation calls itself the most advanced front-end framework in the world. Number 4, Bulma. Bulma is an open source responsive CSS framework based on Flexbox. Number 5, Skeleton. A skeleton doesn't even call itself a CSS framework, but a dead simple responsive boilerplate. Number 6, UIKit. UIKit is a lightweight front-end framework designed to enable rapid and seamless web interface development. And finally, number 7, Milligram. Milligram is a minimalist CSS framework designed for better performance and higher productivity with fewer properties to reset. You also need to learn at least one framework for JavaScript. It's like Batman's utility belt. You don't necessarily need them, but they make your job easier. So starting by number 1, React. You all know that. React is an open source JavaScript library for building user interface, primarily for single page applications. You might wonder why it takes so much to code JavaScript. Well, use one of these frameworks next time you want to code. Okay, number 1, React. React is an open source JavaScript library for building user interface primarily for single page applications. Number 2, Vue.js. Vue.js is a progressive JavaScript framework for building user interface. It's designed to be incrementally adaptable, allowing developers to integrate it into projects gradually. Number 3, Angular. Angular is a popular open source web application framework developed and maintained by Google. As the video title shows you, I promise you to give you free methods so you could become a front-end developer with $0 spent. I put a prompt down in the description box. You go down there, copy the prompt, and put any of the title I told you in this video in it and give it to chat-gpt. Like this. Come here. I want to be a master of dump manipulation. A 30-day course, use only YouTube videos as resource. Please include a hyperlink for each video. Only have 30 minutes to study per day. Only include videos that are shorter than 30 minutes. And like that, you will learn this roadmap for free. But if you're still confused, the comment section is down there. Go and ask any questions. I will answer all your questions. So my next video is about how to become a backend developer. So if you want to learn that and become a full stack development and make more money, make sure to subscribe this channel and watch that video. Until next video, stay safe.